Yo, what's up guys? Episode 18, as always, it is Jace here. Now, before I go into my good friend and asking how he is, I was going to say this for the end, but I'm just so excited, I need to mention it now. We have a URL, youtube.com/ÜWatt. It is now so much easier to share us with your friends. In fact, I'm going to get some t-shirts printed with it on, so when I'm walking down the street, people are like, you what? And I'd be like, that's right. So, as always, I am joined by my very, 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 very good friend. The guy who I've met under, I guess, to some people, weird circumstances, and, you know, but here we are doing a podcast. It's Squeak. How are you, mate?
I'm alright.
Do you know, the reason why I mentioned about us meeting under weird circumstances is, like, have you seen on BBC Three in the UK, they're doing documentaries on, like, stuff around the internet and gaming and technology, and, like, there was one on, I can't remember what it was called, but basically about these lads, these 13, 14-year-old lads that were playing video games. They met this 17-year-old lad, and the 17-year-old basically groomed one of the lads in the group.
Wow.
The lad went to meet him, and then he killed him.
What?
Yeah. It's mad. Like, the thing is, I'm pretty sure you would have heard the 999 call when that was released, because, like, the boy on the phone call, he's saying, like, oh, yeah, my friend came over and he was suicidal. We got into an altercation, and I'm the only one that came out alive. It's like a really weird phone call, but like what happened was that these boys were playing on various servers, so playing on like Minecraft servers and stuff. They found that it was really good. A few of them were playing on it, and this one guy, basically who ran the server, he was playing the big I am, painted himself out to be some guy that knew all this stuff with technology, had his own company with like network management and all this other stuff. And this one lad shared the same interest, so they got on really well.
Okay.
But then, like, the boy's parents became really worried about it. They, like, had chats, and they managed to get their son, like, to stop using the computer and stuff like that, because they found that this boy was being, like, just really odd. And then...
So wait, is this the victim or the...
So
I'm guessing it's the...
So you've got Breck.
Or is this a different
Breck is
story?
the victim. Breck is the victim, and Lewis is the kid that runs the server. So Lewis is like putting himself out as like this thing, and Breck basically holds on to it all, and then it ends up being that Breck's parents are sort of like, this is a bit weird, like, why is this boy always online if he's got this company, yada yada yada. But like, Breck, the fantasy of Lewis's life was so much for Breck that he just kept talking to him. When his family got him to come off of the computer and like stop using that, it turned out that Lewis was still emailing him. Lewis like sent him like a phone or something like that, and they were communicating like secretly.
Wow.
And yeah, it was just really weird. And then it happened to be that when Breck started to look like he was having more of a social life, he was going out and meeting people and stuff. He went on this one trip, it was all great. And then his dad, when he got back, said to his dad, oh, I'm going to go catch up with some of those guys. His dad's like, yeah, that's fine. Like, you know, go see your friends. And then on the evening, he got a text saying, oh, Dad's right if I stay out at my friend's house. And he's like, this is great. Like, he's got friends. Like, yeah, stay out. And then that's the night when apparently he snuck over to that boy's house, and the boy murdered him, basically. And it's just weird because, like, obviously, you know, me and you met via Call of Duty 4 on Xbox.
Yeah. And this is like years ago. That
Yeah.
must be like 8 years now, isn't it?
So it's
I
quite
swear, like...
it's quite mad because obviously my mum like says like, oh, that could have easily been you. And I said, you know, there's so many things that sort of happened beforehand. Obviously there was people that had met people that had met people, and then, you know, it would always be the groups seeing each other. Do you know what I mean? I think you're the only
Yeah.
person that was at most risk because you obviously came down the train by yourself. But you didn't even come down to see us. You just sort of
I
popped
was
down to
gonna
see someone
say,
else, didn't you? You were
yeah,
local.
and it was a bit mad, like, because it was sort of like, what? I went London, and then I ended up staying at someone's house, and then, know what though, in saying that, that is pretty weird.
That's the thing, but it's just that thing that was quite mad because we've been chatting for like, what, it must have been like 3 years by then we've been chatting.
Yeah, but then you come down,
It was like literally like, oh, what,
Right.
you're in the south of the country, okay, I'm on my way. Like literally grabbed McLean, got in the car, well, called Ellis. No, I can't really, I'm gonna see him. I'll see him next time. I was like, cool, don't worry. Obviously flew to you. And then what was cool is that the next day when like you guys all flew down to Bristol and just everybody just met up, it was cool, man.
Yeah, it was mad.
But it's just weird. It's just such a shame.
You know why that was mad for me though, yeah? Because it's like what, like it's my first time in Bristol, like first time really meeting you and
Hmm.
like Nick and Ellis and like everyone, and then you dragged me off to like that
Oh
party.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like I'm just in the back of a car going around Bristol, like I don't know where I am.
Oh man, no, it's cool, man. But yeah, like the thing is so I've been listening to another podcast, Gaming with the Moms. I can't remember what the website is. I think it's like pixellink.org. And basically, one of the things they talk about is they talk about gaming, but then they talk about things with being a parent with children that and incorporating it all kind of thing. And they were talking about how a lot of parents are still quite fearful of technology and gaming and stuff like that. And the thing, like what I mentioned with us meeting as well, is just because stuff like the documentary on BBC Three does show a really scary side of meeting random
It,
people, but it stands to meeting random people anywhere. But I just
it,
think that it's really cool. Sorry to keep cutting you off. I'm going to keep doing it 'cause I'm still talking.
that's
Um,
fine.
but no, but the thing that's really cool is yeah, it's just the way that met you randomly through somebody that you met through Rainbow, and then I met you on COD because of somebody that I knew that knew somebody that knew you,
Yeah.
and then yeah, 8 years later we're doing a podcast. Like you're coming to the wedding like later on in the year. You've come down every year in the summer. You've seen my kids growing up. Like it's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And I feel like more people need to see people need to see that side. Like yeah, there is the dangers of stranger danger, but that applies with everything. You send your
The,
child to a camp.
the thing is, I was gonna say, it seems to be that thing with TV and media now where the minority is loudest. So
Hmm.
it's the bad things that are shown, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like
No, definitely.
so, but it's like you say, like I mean, I guess you'd say this is the actual social side of gaming,
Yeah.
rather than the like, oh, we've got social aspects of it, which is talking to groups, like actually getting to know people instead of just being like, uh,
And the thing is, I think for us as well, like using it was one thing when we were playing obviously the games. When Party Chat came out, that basically took over the telephone for us.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
there'd be 8 of us in a conference call just talking all day. When we were all off college and stuff, we would just be chatting non-stop, and it didn't cost anybody anything extra really. We weren't getting cussed for any phone bills or anything like that. But yeah, that's cool. I just wanted to throw it out there really. So yeah, your week in gaming. I think it's mostly been this weekend, hasn't it? A lot of it.
yeah,
There's been a bit of an upset. Games being updated in quotation marks, but kind of downgraded.
yeah,
Do you wanna go into that?
fucking Rainbow, man, Rainbow. I don't know how Ubisoft single-handedly just managed to make the game a whole lot worse. Like they give it so many more bugs than it had. And the thing is, the fixes are sort of negligible when there's so much more that's broke with it, sort of thing. So it's like originally connection issues, some hitbox issues, which are still there, but it was more like it was worse just mainly because of the lag. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And actually joining games, that it was almost like Server Simulator. Like you're just waiting. It's like looking for a team. Like cool. But yeah. So now basically they've got audio issues, the loading of textures, like it's just not happening. You still get the bullshit of like just
On VG 24/7, they were just saying that generally the list can be boiled down to 3 major issues: knife hits not registering even after multiple swipes, player models getting stuck in a T pose on occasion, preventing opponents from knowing your true orientation, hit detection issues of multiple hits not registering, or full magazines not killing enemies.
I was gonna say
So on the
I
screen now, you'll be seeing like Squeak and Spreeze's clips of just some of the madness that's been going on over this last week since the
oh my
update.
god. Stargate.
Stargate. What I
Stargate.
love is I had to throw in as well. Spreezes, he got shot, ran up the stairs, and threw a C4 down. It's not robbery in a sense, but I just figured it summed up your gaming experience.
That that's my mate. And that's the you know what as well, like Spruce was like, oh my bad, I thought he was chasing me. It was the point that no you just shut down and you don't say anything because it's like I'm just not bothered
That's the
anymore.
thing. It wasn't
Like,
even. It wasn't even like you were mad at Spreeze. It was just the universe.
yeah.
Like you were having what I had 2 weeks ago.
It's like everything is just coming against me. Like
Oh. But yeah, I mean, also this weekend we started playing that GTA VIP mode. I mean, I'm the jury's still out for me just because I kind of feel that it it is a really good idea. The thing that does my head in is that it's the rich stay rich and the poor work so
Yeah,
that the rich stay rich. I would have liked it if, I mean, it might be added. I would have liked it if the VIP was able to set the, like, in heists, when you got the final heist, you set the cut.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
kind of feel like if I would happily put it on like 70-30, 60-40, 50-50, but all in the person's favorite does the job. Because I didn't realize how bad it was until, we were trying it out. We got Tiny to start one up. I got into free mode. First thing I do on free mode, I drive over to the mod shop, find a car, take it in, sell it. So found a 4x4, took it in, 7.5 grand, sold it. No, 7 grand, sold it, came out and it said you gave 6,300 to Big Tiny. I'm like, huh? Well, I guess 700. He did nothing. He
That's the
did
thing.
zip.
And you thought I was joking when I said I did that thing there, and I give Stein 18,000, which coincidentally started a big war that probably cost me more than 18,000.
That's the thing. So you would have done a job worth 20 grand because the VIP gets 90% of anything you do in free mode. When you do the event, you keep the money that you get. So we done an event and we were collecting suitcases. Tiny got stuck. You were killing those guys to stop them from stopping us. When I collected the briefcases, I got a load of money from that. So that was, that was pretty cool. But it's just, yeah, that just really done my head in free mode. It just makes you not want to do things in free mode.
It just makes you, yeah. Because the thing is as well, it just got really laggy. Like work because it become like us v them, and like
Mm.
everybody else can't get involved. But then sort of I don't know, everybody just sort of like
The server still can't handle the amount of people in one place, can it? That's
yeah,
what was just
everyone
like
just like
destroying it.
swarmed the place like though as if it's like magnetized. Like oh, let's start a big death match. It's like no, that's not what free mode is. That's what death match is. Just go away.
I think I'd
Like,
like to give it another go because obviously you said you guys were having a good crack after I left.
yeah, well, we started playing the actual
What time did you guys finish playing then? Because I swear I
actual
left
events.
like
But
just about midnight. So
must have been about 2.
okay, that's not too bad, I suppose.
But yeah, like we was playing is it called Drop Zone? I think it's called Drop Zone. And basically, um it's King of the Hill, 2
Hmm.
teams. You bail out of parachutes, capture the zone. But it's one of those like it was just a joke, man, because there was only about 6 of us playing it, so it's 3v3. Like I'm landing on roofs, gunning at Stein and them like down by the statue that they got a hold, and they're like, "Oh, I think I'm being shot. I think I'm being shot." And then fucking Stein's a bullshitter, man. Stein's a bullshitter. I'll tell you that now because I was gunning at him. I was taking his health down, and he's like, "Oh, I think I'm being shot, but I don't know where from." Squeak, and then he starts shooting at me. Fucking bullshit. Goddamn
He
bullshit.
got you, yeah? Had you
Yeah.
had you marked? Have you seen so on the run sheet? Have you seen the first bit they put on there? A secret Sonic game found? Question mark.
What is that?
Right. So this one was reported by Digital Spy, where a picture is turned up of, and it looks like somebody's taking a picture of a screen, right? Over on the Shout Time blog, an image was posted alongside a crypted message reading, "It's the Megaton," and it says Sega Sonic Bros, and it's got a picture of like 3 hedgehogs, right? And like when you play Sonic and yeah at the beginning on the classic ones on Mega Drive,
Yeah.
yeah, it looks like that. But what it is there's a debate as to whether or not it's real or not. But the alleged discovery shares some commonalities with Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, which was a 1993 game, an arcade game. So they had like a 3-player co-op Sonic game, an arcade game, and it looks pretty cool. I learned a bit because you've got Sonic, then Ray, and then Mighty, and they all basically move like Sonic does. It's not a 2D left to right. It's classic arcade, almost top down but not quite.
Hmm.
And they're running through the levels and stuff. But it's quite funny because Ray is a flying squirrel, but he's quite similar in color and slightly in design to what Tails ended up being. You can see where he developed into Tails. But then the other one, Mighty, is an armadillo, and again, like he's like got like a pink back and stuff. You can kind of see, okay, so they took that and developed it into Knuckles.
So wait, where was this found?
A blog over on the Shout Time blog. It says an image was
Yeah.
posted alongside a cryptic message. Nobody really knows if the picture's just been made and someone's taken a picture of the screen.
Yeah.
But like they're
Yeah.
saying that it resembles, like, just seeing that picture there. Could it just be that somebody sort of made it because they've seen the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 arcade game? But yeah, so on the screen, if you're on the YouTube on the screen, it'll be up now. You'll be able to see Sega Sonic the Hedgehog 3 player arcade game. It's pretty cool. It's sort of like, it just looks like it's one of those that would just be just a good laugh to play. I think that when we open our arcade, because me and Stein were talking about this the other day, when we open our arcade,
Oh, for real?
we'll get it in there.
You and Stein was talking about this now?
Yep, yep. Um,
What
just
was
just
it?
talking about how there's not enough arcades in the way that there used to be. Or like when you go to like the local bowling place
There's-
or the cinema, it's just rubbish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mostly it's the peer things. It's like, 10p's and 2p machines, or a couple fruit machines, and then maybe one or two games.
Instead of actual proper.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, as well, I think, I don't know, actually. I was going to say, like, builders and they will come. But, I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, so
How
that looked pretty cool. It'd be really cool to see if they did find like this. So you know how they found, well, the Saints Row game was released for PSP. A game that was like abandoned, and then it was like it was released for free. So if you have a PSP emulator, I don't know if it works if you put it on
The thing about
PSP with Homebrew, but it'd be
the
cool
thing,
to see if this game does come out.
thing about Sonic for me, though, yeah, is I'd rather it be like back in the day, like side scroller,
Hmm.
because it's just, I think that's how it suits that style. But in saying that, I did love Sonic Adventure on Dreamcast.
Okay, we'll give it a look, give the video a look, and you might change your mind. Like, obviously, you can't do it now because we're mid podcast. But yeah, look, it does look pretty. It just looks really basic and easy to play. That's what I mean. So like
Okay.
3 people on the screen all running around and doing their thing. Like, it just looks pretty cool. Um, Going from a secret Sonic game, have you seen it? There's a secret Facebook chess game.
No.
So I'm just gonna go on my messenger now, and I'm gonna put in this command and see if it comes up against you. So
Wait, do I have to be on the website or do I on
I
my
think it
phone?
might work in Messenger on your phone. So I'm going to try it now. Let's see what happens. Okay. So you have to type in the @ symbol. I'm going to type it to you, so you don't have to do anything. This is for the listeners. So @FB chess, right? That's what you put in, and
Okay.
you send it. Apparently, no active game found. Type @FB chess play to start. Okay.
Ugh.
@FB
What's
chess
that weird little symbol as
play.
well?
And then yeah, apparently it starts up
Wow.
a chessboard, and then in order to make moves, you type in so like K stands for king, Q for queen, B for bishop, N for knight. Clearly somebody got that wrong. R for rook, and P for pawn. So in order to move a piece, you put the letter of the piece and then to what square you want it to go to. So
Okay.
so it started a new game as white. So it says it's my turn to move. So if I wrote P, wait, @FB chess. Sorry, that's going to be annoying. I'm trying every time.
So you have to write that every time?
CHESS and then I don't know what square I want to move it to. H3.
Don't mind us, everyone listening. We're just playing
I
chess.
just seen if it works. So you see, I did not enter a valid move. Okay, fuck it. The chess is broken, but apparently there is a secret chess game on Facebook.
Does it help?
I'm giving it 0 watts out of 5 because I tried one move and the command was incorrect.
It's not even an app. You can't give it.
0 out of 5
All right.
because
No,
I can't use it.
Because
Okay.
that's our first 0. You
Okay,
can't give
okay,
it. Give it a
fine.
half.
It's unofficial. It's
as-
an unofficial because it's not an app.
A 0 is going to be for like something that destroys your life.
Um,
That's
Sorry if you
that's-
can hear meowing in the background. Kiara's a bit active today. It's usually a tap dancing dog. I've got a
I'd
singing
say
cat.
so's a 5. I think a 5 and a 0 should be games that ruin your life.
Okay.
Better or well, they're both going to be worse, aren't they? But
Um,
ruin your life like Trials.
have you seen so the list is constantly growing and getting larger and larger. They are adding. There's a few more games that have popped up backwards compatible, but it's an odd one because they're backward compatible, but some of them are only digitally backwards compatible. The disc doesn't work yet.
Okay.
So Red Dead Redemption is now backward compatible. Halo Wars, Left 4 Dead, and Castlevania.
Left 4 Dead?
Left 4 Dead. I think it's the first one, but it's, gonna have to look on the store to see if it is digitally or disc, because I haven't got the disc and I don't think I had it digitally, but
I can't. That's a good point, actually. I
so
can't remember.
it's one of those things. But it just shows that the list is, they say the list was getting bigger and it actually
Yeah,
is.
they are building on
On
it.
VG247 they said that there was a guy who posted a video of himself playing Tekken Tag Tournament 2. So
Okay.
that could be cool. That's, yeah, having a bit of Tekken on there. But it just means that the sales will have a few more games. It just depends what the price is. Because if
You say that though, you can't actually buy any of the backwards compatible games yet. You can't buy any 360 games. If you look, it just says they're in a bundle only. So
okay, I was gonna say just because
whether they could start giving them away for free as games with gold,
maybe.
like to maybe boost to that, so they look good. Do you know what I mean? Um,
Just trying to find. I can't remember who it was. Somebody, like a developer, made a comment about it not being disc ready, but I can't see. But yeah, so I just like the fact that the list is getting bigger, because I hate when they say they're gonna do stuff and then it doesn't happen, or it just takes way too long to happen. I mean, some people said they want some of the old CODs to come back, but I don't think they will because they're still churning out new ones.
no, yeah, that's the thing. Why would they let you play the old ones if they can make money selling you the new ones?
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, just no, just no. There's too many Call of Duties around already on fucking Xbox One. Just
The thing that intrigues me is as time goes on, so many things happen as you move forward. So, they got like they're bringing backwards compatibility, where it's really weird because when we had the SNES, I don't remember ever thinking I really wish I could play NES games. And
yeah.
then when I had an N64, I never remember thinking, oh, I wish I could play SNES games on my N64. And then on my GameCube, I never thought, oh, I want to play N64 games. But somehow we've got to like this generation, well, the previous generation of games, and we're like, I want to play old ones. Like when the PS2 was able to play PS1, and then PS3 was able to play some PS2. Well, some PS3s could play PS2.
I think part of that is it's nostalgia, isn't it?
Hmm.
Where it's because there's been times where like I've got a game on like an emulator or something because I've been like, oh, I want to play that game, and then like I play it on and I'm like, I can't play this
Yeah.
shit. It's
Actually,
fucking this garbage. Fucking
because it's cool
yeah.
because it seems to be going. I remember ages ago they were saying about free to play being the future, and it's quite interesting the games that have started to become free to play on certain platforms. So we've been talking about how EA run sports games. We were talking about last night in the group, and it just seems like EA, even though they are one of the worst companies, or they've been voted one of the worst companies, it's one of those things where they seem to have at least one thing that will apply to every individual. Like if you look at their entire library, you will not be able to say I don't like a single EA game. Um, and they, on the PC and on the iPad, they came up with FIFA World where you could play FIFA for free. But on consoles, it's still completely paid for. Now it seems like Pro Evo have made a bit of a similar move where they've decided to make Pro Evolution Soccer free to play on the PC.
Okay.
So I don't know, like I couldn't tell you much about Pro Evo because I don't know the ins and outs of it. So I don't know if it is the full game, if you just get to play like a wound back bit, but play that indefinitely. I don't know.
I don't want to cut you off like mid sentence and stuff and mid thought train,
Yeah.
but did you hear the ice cream van?
No, no, I didn't. Guys, quick question: if you heard the ice cream van, let us know.
Oh, now I want an ice cream. Wait.
But yeah, what they've done, it sounds like what they've done is they've got a bit of training, but they've added, so on the app for FIFA, it's Ultimate Team is on the app, that's all it is. FIFA World is Ultimate Team. So it sounds like they're doing the same thing and having My Club, which is like their version of Ultimate Team. And that's what's going to be free on the PC version. But it'd be interesting to see if more games as time goes on do become more and more free to play.
I
Because it is a good model. You can get people into the game, you're able to play it, and then you get people like Stein who want to ride a bear on Neverwinter, so they spend
you
20 quid.
you see what? I think free to play is a good business model if it's fairly priced because it's that thing of free to play. When you look at it, free to play is set up for the long haul. So what happens is if your stuff isn't fairly priced, you're basically ripping people off. Like if you was to look at say World of Tanks, it's like 40 quid for a premium tank.
Yeah.
And that is what? pretty much close enough to the price of a full game.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, and I guess that's where when they make it free to play, they make more money because the game was free. So it's up to you whether or not you want to buy the DLC
But it's like I say, it's
or the
that thing.
microtransactions.
But to me, it's still that thing of like, you gotta find the balance because if they bring something out that, like, say, is almost pay to win, do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
There's a lot to it, I reckon. But I reckon it's better than microtransactions in fully paid games
Yeah,
because I understand DLCs, don't get me wrong, big content drops like that, but it's when they start EA in it.
yeah.
That's what
There's a
I'm gonna
line. Yeah,
call it
yeah.
from now.
There's
It's
a line.
EA in it, where it's like we'll hold back as much as we can, give you fuck all, make you pay full price, and then we'll just like dangle things on hooks in front of you, and you give us loads of money. Fucking EA.
Do you know you've been dropping quite a few f bombs?
Yeah, it's because I'm not slept. I'm
I was gonna
grumpy,
say, yeah, you did literally
grumpy.
roll out of bed and put headphones on.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Squeak is currently sat in his birthday suit whilst recording this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
If this isn't gaming related news, but you had a video game, I'm gonna give an honourable mention. Dave Mirra has died at age 41, and they think it's a suspected suicide.
Yeah, I saw this.
Quite sad. Happened on the 4th. But yeah, just I thought I'd give that a mention because I do remember.
Dave Mirra's freestyle BMX.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it kind of came after the success of Tony Hawk's, and the BMX games just didn't have the same.
I thought that was good. I enjoyed that one. And
The
then there
thing is, they
was
were okay, but they didn't have the same. I don't know. I don't know what the word is. Like because there was snowboarding, you had your BMX in, you had like motocross and stuff, but it seemed like Tony Hawk's reigned supreme in extreme sports.
Yeah,
The
I
model
think
of
I think it's that thing as well. Like, I think you can do more with a board than a bike.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
in
yeah.
that sense.
And I think there's less physics to really worry about when it's just just a little board underneath. Whereas I guess with a bike, doing tricks on a bike are a lot more technical in regards to a human being getting around the bike.
But fast forward to the future, Tony Hawk's is shit, shit as fuck.
Who'd have thought it?
I seen some videos of it because I was like, I was half thinking about buying it because I was like, I've not played a Tony Hawk's in fucking forever.
Had to remind yourself.
And then I saw it and it was like, no, it looks garbage. It looks terrible. It looks like. The thing is, I don't understand games in general when you got a template and you just like fuck it off and go, oh, we'll try something new. And it's sort of like, cool, trying something new isn't bad. Don't get me wrong. But when you go so far over to the let's try something new, so far away from the,
What worked?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, fuck off. I'm not paying you for that shit.
Okay, so to try and cull the cursing, I'm going to move on to the WhatsApp of the week.
You should beef all these out.
I'm not being. This is no, no. You need to learn to just curb your language.
I do normally. I'm just
It's okay.
grumpy.
It's an explicit episode. It happens. It's fine. Most of them are explicit, if not all are explicit. I think we've got one that isn't. So yeah, this week's WhatsApp. So I was trying to find something a bit different, and I thought to myself, oh, do you know what? I remember playing balloons. I used to love playing balloons. With our little dart monkeys popping balloons, and then they had Balloons Tower Defense, which I think they're now on 5 or 6 maybe. But then I saw one, and it was called Balloons Monkey City. The thing that's really cool there is that it's kind of like it's not Farmville, but you know the setup of Farmville where you started off with like a little farm in the middle of
Yeah.
the screen. And so what it kind of does is that so you've got like a square, and in there's all the buildings, and then outside is like a perimeter fence. And as you press around, there's like a massive piece of land, and each time you press a square of land to build into it, you have to play a round of Bloons Tower Defense. But the way
Okay.
that it's a bit different is that you have to have built like buildings to be able to construct the towers. So if you have, say, 4 dart monkey huts, then that means you'll be limited to using a maximum of 4 dart monkeys in the round. So as you start off, it's really easy. It's just the red balloons, and you can get away with only having like 1. But then you need to then have the space to build another building in order to upgrade them, to research the upgrades. So yes, it's pretty cool. Like I haven't been able to really test out because I think you're supposed to be able to do like some sort of PvP. I think.
Okay.
And yeah, I haven't been able to get that far into it. They have these events, so they've had one where it's sort of like there's a level, so everybody it put you in like a room with like say 4 people, and everybody's trying to claim the land in the middle. In order to claim it, you have to get the furthest in the rounds. And so when you go furthest in the rounds, you get money, and that money is what you use to then build your towers, like within your base. But I think
Yeah.
there's a thing where people can send spies to you, or people can. I'm not sure what they can do, but there is an element to it. So I can't, unfortunately, comment on that because it is one of those games where it doesn't. I wouldn't say that it holds you back, but like obviously, whereas tower defense, you can't. There's only so fast you can get through certain parts.
Yeah.
And then when you're building a tower, so say you're building like a boomerang tower or whatever, it takes time to do that. You have the option to keep watching adverts. Each advert takes away 15 minutes of the building time, which is cool.
Okay.
But at the same time, if something takes an hour, watching 4 of those videos when you want to play is a bit of a pain in the backside. So, I'd rather play the
And
expand
wait.
my band, yeah, expand it, and then by the time I get through 3 or 4, it'll be open. Yeah, it's pretty good.
So really, they've done it. They've still kept that sort of time constraint thing in that most free to play.
Yeah, but I
So,
feel like the balance isn't too bad. But at the same time, I haven't got to the point where like I imagine if I got to the point of being able to research like super monkeys, I imagine that would take something stupid like a day.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's not like you're watching adverts for
yeah.
that.
And the thing that's weird is obviously there's all these constraints on what towers you can have and having the research for the towers. But like when you start a round to try and claim a piece of land, like it works like balloons tower defense. Like you have to pop the balloons. Each balloon pop is worth $1, and you save up in order to buy the towers. Just because you're able to have a maximum of 8 monkey dart towers doesn't mean that you get 8 off the bat. You have to spend your money in that round. Do you know what I mean? Like each round you start with say 1,000 cash, and
Yeah.
you have to use that. But it's pretty good. I feel the thing is I feel a bit fraudulent because I haven't been able to see the full game yet. But from what I have seen, and I've seen a lot minus the PvP. When you go around the map, there are things like treasure chests, and if you manage to get yourself to a treasure chest, it gives you like extra coins and stuff like that. But then it also like you can find places where there's one that's like a helipad, and when you that mission, I haven't been able to do it because it's just stupidly hard. I haven't got the stuff yet. I need to keep building up my base and researching. But
Yeah.
when you do that, you then unlock that monkey. So if I do the helipad one, then I'll get the helicopter monkey. There's one with like some engineers on a track, and it's like they're all in cages, and you can spend money to unlock them from the cages. If you finish a level, you unlock engineer monkey. But the problem is, it's so hard that if one balloon gets through, it just goes through and kills all the monkeys. It's like
Oh wow.
so solid.
What kind of balloons are these?
Death balloons.
I mean, geez.
Death by balloon. But yeah, so it's pretty good. I'm gonna give it 3.5. And that's only because I feel like it could get 4.5 if the PvP works, but I can't rate it on that. So 3.5 with the prospect to be higher.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think it
So
is pretty good.
so
It's
it's
well worth
pretty
it though.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's one of those things where if you want, you can pay for. I think they're called like bloodstones. You can pay for these premium balloons, which will help you buy in-game things and gives you a bit of a head start, or you can make your base look prettier if you want, but it's not detrimental to the game. It's not needed. So
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
that's quite good as well. I like that they've done that.
It
It's one of those
what?
things where
So
if you
it's
buy it, this is the thing I found interesting. If you buy certain things from the store, it removes ads. But
okay.
then when you're trying to build things, do the things insta build, or do you still need to watch ads to take 15 minutes off? That I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. What's the pricing like on stuff? Is it like
I don't.
ridiculous?
I
Like
looked at it.
that
And I can't think
UFC
what it is off
game?
the top of my head, but I don't think it was that bad. No. I think because a lot of it's cosmetic, it's not. It was like £2 something for one thing. Like it wasn't too bad at all. But I think it's because you remove ads with certain things that you buy, and yeah, and a lot of it's cosmetic. It's just for your personal preference. It doesn't actually make that much of a difference to the game, which is cool.
Okay.
So yeah, 3.5 out of that. As always, the link will be underneath. This one definitely is on Android and on iOS. They usually are on both. I always try to find a link for both. But yeah, give it a look, man. It's just a good game to pass the time, and it's not too stressful. You play certain games, it's just like, so with Star Wars that we rated a few weeks back, like we are starting to get stressed at that game because we got to a point where we're such a high level, everybody else is a high level, everything's a high level, and you just get smacked. Whereas this game, it's a bit of a pain when you can't get through one avenue, so you can't do one level, but it's fine because you can pick loads of squares around your base. It tells you difficulty. You can find easier ones to go back to the
Okay.
harder
Yeah.
ones later. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's alright, man.
So
Give
you
it
can sort of go back prepared almost.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, definitely go check that out. Um, so right, last week we did the spin and the winner was Stephen Hardwell. Now I feel a bit bad, but everybody has said the same thing, so I don't feel bad at the same time. Stephen Hardwell texted me, but he was just texting me to catch up. He hasn't listened to the show, so I didn't hint to him, I didn't tell him anything, and he has not claimed his prize. So we're having a rollover this week. Um, I'm not even bothering putting your name in because
No, why?
you cannot win. It came up last time, was hilarious, but you can't win. You
Put me
cannot
on the
win.
list.
You cannot win. I'm not putting you on. I'm not even putting you on. I just realized I need to actually video. Hold on.
Wow.
Get rid of all the pornography.
I am in.
Um. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do this now. I'm gonna spin it again. People's names are in. Obviously Jeets is out, Richie Ellis is out, and now Steve Hardwell's out. I'm gonna spin. We're gonna see who wins. So go.
Is it me?
Okay, it is my cousin Aaron. So if he listens to the show, he needs to contact the ÜWatt page, claim his prize. I feel really bad 'cause I don't even know where he lives. But you need to let me know where you live, cuz, and I will deliver the mystery prize to you. If you don't listen to the show, your name will be eliminated, and we will roll over again next week. I feel we could go down to a point where it just becomes like
Just
four
be
people.
one person.
Oh no, I didn't think it'd get that bad. I didn't think it'd get down to
It'll
one.
just be one person and it'll be here you go. Like,
So yeah, so there we go. So there's that. So then, get in touch. Please get in touch because I've had this prize for ages, and the kids keep asking if they can play with it. It's like, no, you can't. So there you go. The prize is there, and get in touch. I'll get out to you, cuz. So our question for the listeners. Obviously, we've had. Did you hear the ice cream van? I didn't hear it at all, by the way.
I don't. I wouldn't really say that'd be my question. My question would be, what should I get from the ice cream van?
Okay, yeah, listen to it right now, guys. If the ice cream man pulled up outside your house. Wait, I've got a better question. Okay. If you could create an ice cream themed treat, but it also had to have a tie-in with a video game, what would the treat be and what would it be called?
Ooh,
Have you got any ideas now, Squeak?
orange and lime ice lolly, and it'd be in the shape of Yoshi.
Do you know what the funny thing is I was thinking of taking like the Twister, Wool's Twister, and then having that modelled in the shape of Yoshi, but having the green on the outside, having the ice cream on the inside, and then like the
Okay.
red bit as well for like, the saddle, and then have that as a Yoshi. See, we are a match made in heaven. We both went with Yoshi-inspired treats. So yeah, guys, if you had to create an ice cream treat, what would it be? And what
What
would be the video game
flavors?
tie-in? So yeah, what would be the flavors? Are we having sorbets? It doesn't have to be ice cream. It can be like I don't even really know. It's just ice, I guess, flavored ice. It's up to you what you want it to be.
Ice lollies, man.
But it's just like
Flavored
lolly.
ice. You don't call them
But
flavored
lolly
ice.
isn't the material, if you will. Isn't the ingredient? Is it? Like, is what it's called. You put it on a stick as a lolly.
An ice
But like an
pop.
ice pop. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is it called? So yeah, frozen treat, flavors. What's the theme? Cool. As always, find us on Twitter at @uwatt_. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/uwattpodcast. If you don't know by now, it's uwatt spelled UWATT. A few people have said that they want us to have more visual, so have us on the screen. So we are planning to do that. It will be coming in a few weeks. I won't go into my personal life too much, but it's one of those things that has to be budgeted for. I need to buy a new mic, and I need to decide whether or not you guys see me first, or whether I sort my sound quality out first. But yeah, I'm deciding that. But yeah, we will be coming to a screen near you, I guess. That doesn't sound too weird, does it?
Coming at ya.
Coming at you. Get ready for the war. So yeah, Twitter at @uwatt_, facebook.com/uwattpodcast, youtube.com/uwatt, UWATT. Any more messages for the people, Squeak?
No.
No, you good?
Yeah, I'm average. Okay, fine.
Oh, almost got away with it. Shout outs. So, that was
Yeah.
so close. That's why you went so quiet, isn't it? I just
Yeah.
clocked. So, do you know? I'm gonna give it a shout. I don't even know if they will listen to, but I've been listening to the Game with the Moms, and I really like it. I really like the way that, like I said, they kind of incorporate and being parents. They're parents of children of various ages. It's a core group of women. the obviously gaming with the moms, but they had like people like educational psychologists and stuff on there before. It's really cool. If you've got time, I've been listening to it on my drive to work. Give them a listen. They're pretty cool. You got Nicole, you got Simone. I want to say Lou, but I can't remember what the other lady's called. But there's a few of them. So my shout out goes out to Game with the Moms. Hey, if you're listening, any of you guys, it's really cool because they're only a few. They're on like 40, I think, of their weekly podcast. So they're still quite new in their cycle as well. They're almost coming up to that a year and a few months, but yeah. So there we go. As always, I've been Jace. He's been Squeak, and we'll see you next week.
Later.